Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book that he's read this week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called First Wife's Shadow by author Adele Parks, or to put it correctly, Adele Parks MBE, who received MBE for Services to Literature a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. Book was released as a hardback by HQ, an imprint of HarperCollins here in the UK on the 4th of July 2024. The author has previously had 23 bestsellers, so definitely a bit of previous. Haven't reviewed any Adele Parks books on the channel before, so I thought it was about time. Well known for psychological thrillers, and this is no exception. So what's it all about, here you say, Cliff? Well, the central character in this book is called Emma Wesley. She's 47. She's the CEO of a company called Airbright. They're a wind harvesting company. She's very, very driven. She's got a place which is called Woodview, where she bought some land in the country, bought her own eco-friendly house, as sustainable as it could possibly be. And she lives a very driven life. She's up at 5 every morning. She goes for a run in the woods, and she comes back, has a shake made with all sorts of stuff that you probably wouldn't want to know, which is exceedingly healthy. Then gets on the train. When she works in the London office, she gets on the train. She's in the office at 7:45, so she's there well before all the rest of her employees and her executives. So a very, very driven woman. One day at a conference, Emma's asked to speak. It's a conference concerning renewables, recycling, etc. And as a wind harvesting CEO, it's up to her to talk about the future, talk about how we can use alternative power sources, etc. She notices a guy in the audience. He's in the second row, and she thinks, oh, he's a good-looking guy. Gets talking to him after the conference finishes. There's drinks in the bar, and they get chatting. And she says, it starts off with, and usually for her as a bit of a joke, she says, okay, none of the flatulence jokes, because obviously it's a wind harvesting company. And he says, all right, okay then. And they get on pretty well. But they have a great evening together. His name's Matthew Charlton. He's a freelance photographer. They get on well, evening ends, and nothing really happens. And a couple of weeks later, Emma's PA is at work, said, we got a real problem here. All the board are due to have their photos taken tomorrow. The photographers pulled out at the last minute. We can't rearrange everybody's diaries again. We need to get it done tomorrow. And Emma says, well, I met this guy the other day. He's a freelance photographer. Apparently he's pretty good. Ask him. And sure enough, they do. Then Matthew goes along, gets chatting to Emma again. And very quickly, a romance develops with Emma and Matthew. Matthew tells Emma that his first wife, Becky, died a year ago. She was a stage designer on Broadway, fell off a ladder and sadly died. So Matthew's a widower. Emma hasn't really had any romantic relationships, so this is new for her. But very soon, Emma and Matthew are an item. Emma's friends, he says, checking their names briefly, Heidi and Gina, are quite pleased to start off with, because Emma's very driven, very work focused, doesn't really have time for men in her life. But after a while, they're thinking, hang on, who is this guy, Matthew? Emma's a very rich woman. Are we sure about him? And they start throwing the seeds of doubts in Emma's mind. Emma knows that Matthew's first wife died, but his parents, are out of reach. He doesn't seem to have any relatives locally. And it's like, oh, what's going on here? What is this guy? But she quickly falls in love with him. And things move on very quickly. And actually Matthew moves in with Emma, and they are well and truly an item. That's the first part of the story. And I don't want to give too much more away about the plot, because very soon things start to change. Secrets from the past come up. People who seem okay aren't okay. And you know the old saying, if things seem too good to be true, they very often are. So this turns very quickly into a very deep psychological thriller where Emma herself is in trouble and in danger. Really enjoyed it. It's 375 pages. It's a good psychological mystery. I guess the first part of the book is a bit slow. We're getting to know Emma. We're getting to know her relationship with Matthew. We see seeds of doubt sown by her friends. We know Emma feels that she's competing with Matthew's first wife. Will she always be second best? And why is he so opaque about where's she buried? Why aren't her friends what about her family? All these questions are springing up, and he's dismissing them. So you clearly know that something isn't quite as it seems. So as I said, I'm a cracking summer read, 375 pages. I'd give it 7 out of 10. Well worth a read. I'm sure Adele Parks fans will enjoy it. So that's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10 till we do it again. Thanks for watching. Bye.